integrated process and task mining can provide a solution to this challenge. Can you explain what StereoLOGIC does and how it helps?
Yes, StereoLOGIC will automatically find opportunities for optimization and automation and digitization. It will do it inside any company, regardless how many employees it has, regardless of number and type of IT systems that it has. How does it do it? By automatically analyzing how company employees work with computer systems. Our patent algorithms will visualize core company processes, as well as human resources, computer resources, and the time that is being spent on profit-generating activities and wasteful non-value-add activities. So by maximizing those profit-generated activities using automation, the clients will generate returns on investment, typically in 3-4 months.
Dr. Persova, how is what StereoLOGIC does, how is it different from what is available in the marketplace?
Yeah, our major advantage is speed and simplicity. Yeah, you can start use technology next day after you've seen it. You don't need installation on client computers. You will have results during first week. It's major accomplishment. Yeah, and it's platform agnostics. You can use 100 applications, different types of platforms, and StereoLOGIC will work with it. Company agnostic, you can use it for any company, communications, banks, insurance, any company can use it. And major, we have outstanding customers, people who understand future, who make this future. He helps their enterprises to improve situation, improve processes, improve efficiency.
For me, I've used StereoLOGIC 2 specific times with 2 different companies. I was with a Canadian bank, of which I brought them in, and then in my current role with Genworth, I brought them in. What I like about StereoLOGIC is the simplicity, yet the complexity of the information that they're able to generate. So, you know, and I keep on saying this, and I said this to a couple of people who have asked me throughout this conference. They don't have, you know, they don't have the shiny objects, they don't have the glamour around it, but, you know, those companies have a lot of the sizzle, but they got the steak.
Plus, right? They're not going to tell you everything. Sometimes they even forget. You know, they're not going to tell you, oh, we'll do this, and that's exactly how things work. So in order to capture everything, it's almost impossible. And we decided to give a chance to StereoLOGIC, and really the reason is because we know that we have a lot of manual work in end-user computing. So, you know, other tools, they require looking at history and the logs. You need to collect the logs. It usually, you know, when I checked, some people did the POC, it's usually like 6-month process. I didn't have 6 months. I already have a 4-year project. I need to do it now. So we decided to give StereoLOGIC a shot because it's as simple as just putting something on a laptop and monitor, and that's it. It took us literally 2 weeks to actually get StereoLOGIC in and get things done, and we collected a lot of data.
So how does StereoLOGIC compare to other vendors?
StereoLOGIC's easy to use. You can just click a link and put it on your computer and record, and then it readily produces documentation that you can use. And the reason that I do that is so I don't have to hire a whole bunch of analysts, and because if you do the classic way of getting processes documented, you're going to miss stuff. And so StereoLOGIC captures everything. It captures all the screens, all the activity, all the tasks.
What StereoLOGIC does is it helps us to fairly simply manage that work process across many consultants and make sure that those consultants are working in an exactly similar way across all parts of that engagement. So what this allows us to do is capture what I'll call tribal behaviors. How do people actually perform certain functions within the systems environment?
The reason that I want to talk to you about what we've done with this tool is that it's helping us make our processes better for our customers and changing their lives above 660. And it's changing the number of hours, what our associates do with their hours in work, that it makes a difference for those people. This software was a revolution, both to my team's well-being, and happiness that they don't have to leave home, and the amount of Gemba that we can go and observe. Because we can record as many agents as we want for all 3 shifts a day, 24 hours a day. for the number of days that we want to work here. And the way that we base the number of days is based on the velocity of the process. Yeah.
The results that I get from StereoLOGIC with, and I have to say with minimal investment, is bar none some of the most successful projects that I've ever had. Not just from because they're cheap or they cost. I mean, they are, because they're a smaller company, less overhead, less infrastructure. They tend to come in cheaper than any other solution around. But the improvements that they make in your business is just insurmountable. I mean, for Genworth alone, we talk about changing what we would consider a simple process that you would think is streamlined. So let's just take the underwriting process that you think is pretty standard. There shouldn't be very much inefficiencies throughout that, and to find over 30% process inefficiencies just within 3 months of using their system is astronomical. It's crazy, and I think I think the approach that they take, which is they kind of build it down to the lowest common denominator, and you're able to consolidate and roll it up to a point that, it's, if you want it at a top of the house layer, their solution has the capability to do that, or you can give it to some of your analysts who love that stuff and love mine data, and there's plenty of that to be, to get. So it's been a terrific relationship for us and for me. And whether I move on to another company or whether I stay or whatever, chances are my relationship with StereoLOGIC is not done.